dear listeners. Look, like modern dating feels like a glitchy video game. Swipe left, swipe right, ghost, breadcrumb. Hey, at 2 a.m., right? 1 or 2 a.m. It's a chaos. It's exhausting, and honestly, it's making a lot of people wonder if genuine, lasting love is even possible anymore. But what if the problem isn't that we are bad at relationships, but it's that the system we are using to find them is fundamentally flawed? So, welcome to another book. Today's guest, please welcome Jeremy Nelson. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Avik. Appreciate you having me, and I look forward to the conversation. Thanks so much.
Amazing, amazing. So, dear listeners, before we delve deep into the discussion, I'll quickly love to introduce you with our guest, Jeremy. So, Jeremy is here to shake up the entire dating landscape. So he's the founder of marryingamerica.com, a coding platform built for people who are done treating relationships like fast fashion and are ready for something real. So his platform uses a credit-based system that limits users to uh, 5 intentional match requests per month, meaning no one mindless swiping, no more collecting the matches you will never message, or no more decision fatigue, just grown up dating. So, with meaningful choices that actually reflect what people want, connection that lasts. So, I'll not take much of your time. Let's get started. Welcome to the show again.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
Amazing. So Jeremy, to be honest, I mean, the modern dating scene feels like a kind of slot machine. So what do you think, I mean, has broken down the most? The apps, the psychology, or it's our expectations?
Okay. My take on it, Avik, is simply this, is that throughout human history, we as individuals have needed other individuals in order to survive, not to get through life, but to survive as individuals. So that had compelled us to be intentional about finding other individuals who would help us survive, because that's the whole basis for existing, is to survive. And what has changed, in my opinion, over the last 50 years is that thanks to technology, women entering the workplace, we no longer need each other individually in order to survive life. Therefore, we have not had the external influences compelling us to find that life partner. So, with that as a background, we really have no compelling reason. I mean, we have no survival reason to find that partner. And that is why we are now finding ourselves in the dating world where we are. There is no compelling survival factor. So everybody thinks, I don't need anybody else. I mean, I can live to 100 by myself just fine. And that may be true. You don't need a partner to live to 100. That was not the case years ago. So I think that is what is confounding and conflicting people who are actively engaged in looking for a lifetime partner right now, today.
True. So, why do you think that people feel like they are dating more than ever? I mean, yet connecting less than ever.
Because they are. I mean, 300 years ago, you weren't going on, you know, you weren't engaging with multiple people on a weekly basis. The fact of the matter why people are getting burned out is because they are illegitimately engaging with a multiplicity of people on a regular basis. So it does get stressful. It does get hard because, dealing with individuals is hard work. I mean, it's a lot of work to fool with people. And, the more people you fool with, the more burnt out you become. Again, 300 years ago, people got together with intention. And that intention was simply, I need this relationship in order to forget about thriving in life, is to survive in life. So you needed that person to protect you from the tiger, the woolly mammoth, and all the other things that would kill you. And you needed that person to hunt and farm and fish so you could eat and feed the kids. That's not the case anymore. So yes, we do engage with a lot of people, and that frustrates everybody because fooling with people is hard work. And that's what individuals who are dating today are coming to realize. There's no fun in it, there's no joy in it. It's like a job.
True. Exactly. So, I mean, your platform flips the swipe culture on its head by limiting the match request. Um, what did you see in the dating world that made you say that people need fewer options and not more?
Well, it's not even so much the dating world, it's throughout human history. People just did not have access to thousands of people. You lived in a village and you only had access to the local village girls. You lived in a tribe, you only had access to the tribal girls, generally speaking. Okay. Um, Modern technology has given us access to people halfway around the world. No matter what country we live in, we think we have access to these thousands of people who might be thousands of miles away from us. And that is what is confounding people and giving them false hope that they have all of these options. And what that does, in my opinion, Eric, is that it then allows them to not focus more intentfully on the person they should be focused on because they think they have choices. They think they have options. And they're being deluded. They're deluding themselves. Society is deluding them, and they're ending up lonely, single, heartbroken, and unhappy. And that's what my America is trying to do, is to bring back intention to courting and dating. That's what we're trying to foster. And hence the 5 matches. Hence the 5 matches, where you're limited to sending 5 match requests per month, because that forces you to be very intentful about the 5 people. If you choose to send 5, you can send less. You just can't send more. And what it does is the recipient of that match request, they will know that you only get to send 5 every 30 days. So they know that you're very intentional about sending them that match request. And because that's what attracts men. I mean, that's what men like. Men like, women who show them, attention, who show them interest. You show a man interest, and that goes a long way towards getting him to be interested in you.
Exactly. How does having only 5 requests a month actually change the quality?
The reason why it changes is
Mm.
in the current dating space, as I understand it, you can send, 17 match requests at 3 o'clock on a Sunday morning. Okay. The 17 people who receive those match requests, they have no idea. Does this person genuinely find me interesting, or are they bored at home and have nothing better to do? So you don't know. Does this person want me for cash for fun, or are they looking for a serious relationship? On Marrying America, just the title, just the name itself tells you that if you're not looking for a serious relationship, then you don't need to be on Marrying America. If I send you a match request on Marrying America, you will know that I am very intentional about looking at you as a potential long-term partner. So we are going to more carefully evaluate my profile, than you otherwise would. I mean, you may overlook some things that otherwise might have been, deal breakers for you, because you're going to know I'm very intentful. And the thing about it, Avik, is that every match request you send, it costs one credit to send it, meaning it costs money to send the match request. If the match request is accepted, that is when the credit is actually redeemed. Okay. So every match request that's sent, you have to have a credit to send it, which is a financial commitment. If the request is accepted, then whoever accepts the request, it's going to cost them one credit to accept that request. So you will know immediately that this is a very serious and intentional situation that we're working with here, because everybody's invested.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's how we're trying to flip the script, is to make people very intentional, about who they're looking for, what they're looking for, and how we're going to get there.
Mm, understood. So, I mean, in your experience, what are the biggest things that people keeping people from forming healthy, lasting relationships today?
Biggest thing I think is relationships have been romanticized into people thinking that relationships are supposed to be a love story. Throughout human history, people haven't fallen in love and then gotten married. People have formed relationships and fell in love later. Okay, so I mean, nowadays people want to fall in love first and form a long-lasting relationship second. No, that's not how it is supposed to be. You form a relationship, and then over the successive years, you fall in love with each other. That's the premise of arranged marriages. That's the entire premise of arranged marriages. Is that, I'm see a nice girl over there, see a nice guy over here. They get them together, and then over the course of X amount of years, they learn to genuinely fall in love with each other. Because, in my opinion, love is predicated on not what you say, but what you do. Okay? So people fall in love with people because of their deeds, because of doing the things, as the kids say today. You do the things, people fall in love with you. You know what I mean? And that's why everybody loves their mother. Everybody loves their mother. Not because she's special, no, but because she does all the things. No matter what, she does all the things. That's why we all love our moms. And that's how relationships were meant to be. You get together, and then by doing the things, you fall in love over a period of time, whether that's 2 years, 4 years, or 20 years. So you appreciate, somebody showing effort and doing, the things that you need to get done to have a quality of life. So I think that's the biggest hindrance now, is people have romanticized, the Hollywood rom-coms, romantic comedies and love stories. And they want to see the tall, dark, handsome guy on the beach, and they fall in love, and they get married a year later. No, no, they're living in delusion. They're living in delusion, and that's why they're single and unhappy.
Exactly. And like, what might help them shift into a place where long-term partnership is actually possible?
What's going to help them shift is by them recognizing that what they're looking for has never been a part of human history and is unlikely to be a part of history. They need to reframe their expectations and what they think relationships, or how relationships ought to start, how the person that you eventually fall in love with, should look. So expectations have gotten out of hand. People have become very unrealistic in terms of the type of person they should be partnered with. And we need to bring some reality back into the dating pool. Everybody sees, the model on Instagram or TikTok, and they believe I need the model type with the Ferrari or the Benz or the big house, and anything less than that, I'm getting shafted. No, you're not getting shafted. I mean, throughout human history, like I keep on saying, people have always had to deal with their partner's deficits and shortcomings, whatever they may be, but they make it work. They make it work. So, I mean, I think if people recognize that any relationship they go into, their partner will have deficits and shortcomings that they otherwise wish they did not have, they are going to have them. So, I mean, I think if people appreciated that and were willing to work with that, they would be better able to forge and form relationships.
Mm, exactly. Yes, definitely. Like healing, honesty, and actual communication beat the chemistry. I mean, every time. So yeah, and like marrying America is built on a really fresh idea, like fewer matches, more meaning.
Sure.
Where do you see, I mean, dating going in the next decade, like especially for the people who are serious about commitment?
Avik, I'm no dating expert, okay? I am not holding myself out to be any expert in matchmaking. But
Okay.
where I see this going, okay, this is the last generation that will have the opportunity to genuinely partner based on love, okay? The next generation, they are not going to have, with the advent of AI dolls, okay, and robots and the technology, 20 years from now, you will need to have a guy to greet you at the door. You will need to have a wife to greet you at the front door because there'll be an AI robot or some technology like that that you can program to be exactly what you desire to come home to. They're going to look like any other girl that you would see on the street, any other guy that you will see on the street, and they will behave and say and do exactly the things that you want. So I would tell anybody in this generation that if you are serious about forming a relationship with a real human being and making a life together, you have no time to waste. AI, robots, technology will make each and every one of us replaceable from a relationship standpoint. Okay, because they already have AI bots online that people talk to all the time. And it's not AI, it's a AI bot. It's not a real person. So, but that's going to be the future. So, I would tell anybody that this is the last generation that legitimately have the opportunity to have a long-term sustained relationship with a real human being because technology is making us irreplaceable or replaceable to each other. That is what is the present, and it will be accelerated even more in the future. Let's think about it. I mean, why would you come home to somebody who's going to give you a real person who's giving you a hard time as opposed to getting a AI robot that's doing everything you want done, giving you peace, you know, boosting your self-esteem, doing all the things that you want, a person to do. I mean, why would you bring a real person in your house that's not doing that? You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. I mean, and so I mean, if I'm being Nostradamus here for a minute and looking into the future, that's what I'm saying. It's just not gonna be worth the effort to fool with real people and to deal with their deficits and deficiencies. It's just not gonna be worth it. And then all that's going to be left is to procreate. It's going to become a business a situation. You're going to have people online advertising, okay, look, let's make a baby together. And so it's going to be a business transaction. It's not going to be out of love. It's going to be strictly business. And then even further in the future, you're going to have, you're going to have virtual wombs where you don't need a woman or a man to have the baby. So that's where the future is going. So, you know, I would tell all of these youngsters on Instagram, TikTok, and if they're not on social media, you have no time to waste. Technology is going to render you unable to find a human relationship very quickly. It's happening fast. 10, 15 years from now, forget about it. It's all going to be AI and robots, lifelike AI and robots.
Mm, true.
That's what my crystal ball is telling me.
Amazing. So, if someone wants to connect with you, what will be the great medium to connect?
The best way to connect is through the website, marryingamerica.com. There is no app that you can download because we don't want this to be a gamified situation. It's web-based 100%. So you go to marryingamerica.com. You register a profile. Is absolutely 100% free. You get your first 3 credits on us, gratis. You have access to 100% of all the bells and whistles. So you can test drive it. You put your profile out there, and you don't have to go looking for somebody. You just put your profile out there, and somebody might come looking for you. If they send you a match request, I would suggest critically evaluate it and decide, do I want to move forward with this person? So again, marryingamerica.com, 100% free. No, 100% access to all the bells and whistles, so you can get a legitimate chance to see, what it can do for you. So there's no downside to it. There's absolutely no downside, for your audience to join Marry in America and telling their single friends who are seriously looking for a long-term stable relationship to join. Because again, there's no cost.
Exactly.
So,
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. Great. Um, Lovely. So, I really love that because intentionality is the new way and clarity is the new chemistry. And choosing fewer people more consciously might be the thing that finally brings love back into alignment. So, dear listeners, if you are tired of endless swiping and ready for something real, check out marryingamaker.com and intentional dating movement Jeremy is building. And with this hope, this is your host, Avik, and this is Pleasure Principles, reminding you that the deep connection is still possible, and you just have to stop treating dating like a buffet and start treating it like a choice. So, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. It was a real pleasure joining you. And like I said, I would reiterate to your audience and listeners that act quickly, act soon, because you are in a generation, you're in a period of time where relationships are going to be transformed materially and significantly. So,
Perfect.
enjoy.
Thank you. You.